Hello you, what's space, is Tygon here, and today I have a short video, and it's really going to be discussing 75 FOV. I've recently changed to that, and I've been trying to get used to it, and I think I've done a pretty good job, but I'm going to really be going over what it offers and whether you should decide to switch over to it. So I decided to switch over about a week ago, and it really hasn't been too much different. Some people feel like they have to change their sensitivity, but I have not had to change my sensitivity or anything like that. It just took me a little bit to get used to it because it just changes what you see visually, but the amount of movement you move your finger is still all the same, so you don't have to change your sensitivity when you're changing your FOV or field of view. Now, what is field of view or FOV? Essentially, it is, as it sounds, how much you can see. So when you increase your field of view, you're going to be able to see way more. But of course, doing this is going to lead to a negative, and that is all your enemies are going to appear smaller. So if you are a person who really needs to see them big, or if you have a smaller device, most older devices are smaller. So if you have a smaller device or smaller phone, I wouldn't necessarily recommend doing this. And that's because your enemies are just going to be way smaller, and it's going to be a harder target to hit because it's just going to be way smaller. So unless you're completely using aim assist, for example, like if you're sniping, as long as you can get someone on target, it's really not going to be that much of a problem. But let's say if you're an AR player and you're trying to stay on target with someone and you're spraying, that could potentially be a problem if you have a smaller device and you turn on 75 FOV. So if you have an older device, that may be one reason why you may not want to switch to field of view. Another thing is it could potentially make your phone run a bit harder, and that's because you're gonna be getting more information, but that's not really too much a problem. The main problem is, since everyone is smaller, they're gonna look smaller, of course, so it could make your enemies look blurrier, and that may, I guess, force you to increase your graphic settings. So basically, where I had my graphic settings before, I mean, it's not terrible, but I do want the best quality for you guys when you're watching my videos, and I had it like at high, and it's okay at high, but when I switched to 75 FOV, it didn't look as good as it looked before, and that's because the enemies are just a bit further, so they're not going to stand out as much. So one, it's not going to look as good for you guys, and then two, enemies are going to be able to blend in way better. At least that's what I've noticed. They're going to be able to blend in way better. So by turning my graphics up, I am able to see them better with the higher field of view. So these are all things to keep in mind. So essentially, if you do have a lower end device, switching to a higher field of view may not necessarily be the best thing. I would say just try it out first and see if your device can handle it, or if it makes you a better player, or you notice any real big difference. For me, it has. But yeah, I have a really good video coming up this weekend, so stay tuned for that. But until then, see you guys. Peace out.